women and mothers. Now I have to skip my next paragraph. I'll try it. Some 80 years ago, I saw this beautiful woman, warm, a beautiful smile. She held me gentle. Skip that paragraph. Go to the next one. Rose was always a very happy, very energetic, robust. She had a wonderful laugh. Most of you know my mother's laugh. Okay. If you were in a crowded room and you were looking for Rose, just wait, listen, and she'll laugh, and you'll know Rose was there. She loved people. She loved all kinds of people, and wherever she went, she made a friend. Very seldom did I hear my mother talk negative. Nor did she talk about people.
Uncle Junior, sure.
She always talked with a smile. I thought about that for a bit, and I realized her personality was shaped by her family. She had a wonderful mother, my grandmother, brothers and sisters, and they were full of love, and my mother loved her family dearly. She loved the extended family, her grandchildren, daughter-in-laws. But most of all, she loved us, our children. She loved her sons. She loved her son, Jerry, John, and Ralph. She loved them to a fault. They were a priority in her life, other than dancing. Her favorite word, there's no priest, so we can say it, was "you bitch." Has anybody heard that before?
Yes.
But my wonderful
That's
niece
funny.
said, "Uncle John, when Grandma called you a bitch, he said it was a warm hug, full of love." Just going off the subject a little bit. My mom was in an assisted living, and she used that word frequently. And they all loved her, just absolutely loved her. I didn't realize the love that she was involved with, was surrounded with, until she was the final day. I was sort of off to the side, didn't know who I was. And everybody would walk up to her. She was in the room, pretty much out. "Rosie, how are you, Rosie? We love you. We love you." She made a friend at 100 years old. And it just touched me at that point. The things that I remember about my mother, of course, I'm 80, I'm senile, I got senile. And besides, I can't talk. Is she was always not only a mother, but she was a friend. I remember as a little boy, she'd be out playing with us. She'd be jumping rope. She'd be riding a bicycle. She wasn't good at it. She hit the curb. She went over the handlebars. and she would get up laughing. You know, she was just that type of person that didn't make anything bother her. She would race me down the block. She'd beat me every time. And she'd laugh. She was fast. And I know some of you were fast. I wrote down, I prepared this here. It took me some time. And as I prepared it, at my age, I forget so many things. There's another one I forget. Am I okay? You always would say your fly is open. You know, I can't help it, but I just forget. So I started to jot down in between the lines, and I just remembered a vacuum cleaner. When we were young boys, my brother Jerry, who was the leader, my idol at the time, still is, I should say, and my brother Ralph. My mother has a vacuum cleaner. We try to tell her it doesn't work, Mom, it doesn't work. And we were small, we were just little toddlers. And she said, "It's wonderful, it's fine, there's nothing wrong with the vacuum cleaner." So she's showing us how well it's working, and she's doing the drapes, whatever she's doing. So my brother, the leader, you know, he pulled the hose out off the canister of the vacuum. And she's going around and telling us how good it's working. And of course the noise was really doing all the work. And so that was one of the things I remember. And I remember her, no, she was a great mom. She, as I said, she was loving. I don't remember her ever beating us or hitting us, but I do remember her hitting me with a dish one time, and she broke and she got mad at me. And I remember the same thing with a wooden spoon. She cracked me and it broke on my arm, and she'd get mad I broke the spoon. And then she laughed, so that was her personality. Mom was, as you can see, she was very active. She loved to play tennis. She loved to golf. She loved to bowl. Those were the physical side. But the main thing was, besides loving her children, she loved dancing, needless to say. Now, I want to take credit for that. I don't think anybody in this room realizes that I was probably the cause of it. Okay? She wanted to take lessons. So she asked me, not me, she tried, plus my brother Jerry, didn't know it there, my father, forget about that. So I said, okay, I'll do it. I must be 15 years old. And we go to, God knows it's so far back, I don't remember where it was, but it was a dance place. Well, where it was, I don't remember that. And they had the tick-tock on it and learning the basic steps. And so we're getting a little more advanced and we're dancing around the room. And the instructor says, hold your partner close. It's my mother. So I said to her in her ear, do I look old? Or do you look young? So she loved that kind of stuff. She was, but as I said, dancing was a love of hers. You went down there to surprise her, to visit her. And if she had her dancing clothes on, you just missed that visit because she was out. And she got it a couple times to me. She has one trophy. She went on to become a great dancer. I introduced her to dancing. I'm still taking lessons. I can't dance. So it's in the heart. It's in the heart, that kind of stuff. She also loved to play cards. I'm not sure if anybody played cards here with her. And she doesn't like to lose. She does not like to lose, okay? So I visit her quite as much as I possibly could. And the cards always on the table. And then if we're back doing whatever we're doing, either eating or whatever, she would say, okay, let's get down to it. Let's play cards. I said, okay, Mom. And I hate to play cards, but with her it's a little bit more of a joy because she would beat me 8 out of 10 times. She just and then she would apologize. She says, it's not me, it's the cards, It's and okay, but I'm trying to win. Seriously, I was trying to beat her. So at the end she would say, as I'm leaving, she'd say, you gotta come more often. You need practice. Oh, thank you. There she goes. The funny part is that we played for money. And she would beat me and beat me and beat me and beat me. And I said, okay, let's go double nothing. Let's put $5 down, okay? And I want to see if I can get my money back. She said, what, are you nuts? I said, no, it's just $5. But the funny part was, we were playing for make-believe money. We never, ever played for money. But she wouldn't play for $5, we were for make-believe. You gotta love her. You gotta love her. Mommy?
She said let me play for make-believe money. I was in that cash.
We were in the sun.
That's right.
Another love of hers was chewing a bone.
Oh, God.
And I thought about that. She loved bones, and I would try to meet her pleasures whenever possible. But I thought about that. My mom was not born, but lived through the Depression, and she lived through the Second World War. And I'm old enough to remember part of the Depression and part of course, Second World War. And I started to think about why she loved the bone, and I thought that, well, maybe that's all she had to eat. So if there was beef at the time, the bone was left over, she fed the family first. And she ate all the bones. I remember having chicken legs, the bone, and pig's feet. It was always the bone. I realized that it's the better part of the meat. The sweeter the bone, the sweeter the meat, the closer the bone. Okay? Or the closer the bone, the sweeter the meat. And now we're finding out that it's a healthy part of the food. That's maybe why she lives so long. I decided to take her out one day. I said, come on, Mom, let's go out to eat. What would you like to have? She says, oh, I haven't had a steak in such a long time. So I said, no problem, let's go get it. So we get in the car, I take her up to a Longhorn restaurant, steakhouse. We go in, and already I'm figuring a nice porterhouse, a nice fillet on it, bone, and she eats like a dog. No, she actually, you'll be in a restaurant, she's eating like a dog. So it's my mother, I have to, that's okay. So we get in and we sit down, and the waiter comes over, and she says, do you have pancakes? Melody is wonderful. I said, Mom, you want a steak? No, she got a steak. I wrote this, I can't. Okay, now, she was a woman of many talents. And one of her talents that I thought was her paintings. She has 2 paintings here that she did, and she has a couple more at home. I just thought at 70 years old, that's not bad. And I'll treasure that one forever. She was a great traveler. She loved to travel. She had to write it down, and I forgot the places that she went. And as I'm asleep, I write very well at night, about 3 in the morning in bed. I get up, I'm like the doll, you lay it down, the eyes close. Well, when you get me up, my brain closes. So I have stuff written between the lines of what I forgot. She traveled to France, Germany, Italy, Egypt, Hawaii, Alaska, Niagara Falls, Amish country, down to North Carolina, down to New Orleans. Where? Turkey. And the funny thing is that she was a rather poor lady, but she always had money for things that she wanted. However, she had money, but anyway, she didn't have me for the money. As time passed, my mom's memory started to fade. And maybe it was a good thing. I'm not sure. No, I should go in between that. Many times she'll ask me, she'll say, I'm 91. I'll say, no, Mom, you're 98 or 99 or whatever. But she would say, what? How come I'm living so long? I said, well, God don't want you. She said, good. I said, the devil don't want you either. She says, that's fine. As time passed, Mom's memory began to fail, and no longer remembered her friends and acquaintances. And in spite of her memory loss, she would talk to people as though she remembered who they were, and she didn't know. After they would leave, she said, who are they? Or sometimes she'd be talking about the neighbor next door. Who is that? I said, she lives next door. Oh, she's new? She always made a friend no matter where she went. She made people feel comfortable. As I said, she never talked poorly about anybody. She never wanted to talk about the sickness. She loved, that's something I missed, she loved to exercise. She was physical all my life that I can remember. She was exercising. In fact, if I dropped something, she wouldn't let me pick it up. I might hurt my back. She picked it up before me at 100. She was an incredible lady, woman. When I visited her for the last day, words to me kind of was, I love you. During the course of the time, I would say, Mom, I love you. She said, I love you even more.